Hey everyone. Now that you are more than 10,000 to follow this channel, I wanted to make an update video to thank you first for your continuing support and all the suggestions you give me, to also answer some of your questions about the making of my videos, and to let you know about what I have in store for you in the near future. So, to begin with, a big thank you to all of you who took the time to subscribe, comment, or just watch these videos. I know it's a big cliche, but without the audience, it wouldn't make much sense to keep uploading things, and I've been really pleased by your positive reception. This channel remains fairly small still, but it keeps gaining more subscribers and viewers, so I've been quite happy with how things have turned out since I started about 10 months ago. So many of you asked why I was doing this. Not really for exposure. You know, I'm not showing myself too much in these videos, and I intend to keep things this way, essentially because I also have a family and a job, and I cannot find any good reason to mix everything. I don't think this is necessary either, because based on your feedback, most of you essentially listen to my videos and do not really need the visuals. And this is not for money. Some of you also sent me messages asking if I was going to monetize my videos, or if I would ask for donations. I don't need donations, and when it comes to ads, I think they really spoil the experience of watching ASMR videos, especially in playlists, so this is not going to happen. And I think my channel will always remain just a little hobby for me, and is not intended to generate any income. But to come back to the reasons why I started, this is because long before I realized ASMR was a thing with a name, I had this idea one day to make cultural or educational videos, because I like a lot teaching, explaining things to others, and also this little intellectual gymnastics you have to make when you synthesize, when you organize elements to create a speech. But I never really found the time or the motivation to get started. And about 1 year ago, I read an article about ASMR. Like many of us, I guess, who experience this sensation, I immediately knew what it was about. And when I saw that there were plenty of videos trying to trigger ASMR on YouTube, I said to myself that mixing the two, education and ASMR, could make sense. And I've been very pleased since then to see that there was a public for this. So I obviously intend to continue. I think that the quality of my videos has improved quite a lot since I started. Actually, when I listen again to the first ones, I find them terrible, and I'm seriously considering recording again some of my earliest videos because I think the topics were interesting, but the audio quality was relatively poor. I believe, or I like to think, I have also improved the beginning of my speeches to make them a bit catchier. The flow when I speak, especially in my videos in English. So I may record these videos again that apparently, given their number of views, very few of you have seen anyway. I will keep making videos about history. They are generally the most popular and the most requested, but I also want to keep making science videos and also tell you about art in general, maybe not only paintings in the future. And I also want to talk about new things like economics, philosophy, maybe. Some of you also requested a French language class in an ASMR video, which is something I am also considering. So, as you see, I have plenty of projects. You don't need to worry about my list of topics with all the ideas I had, plus your suggestions, because I keep taking note of every one of them. I have a list of more than 200 topics, I think. So given that at the moment I make one or sometimes two videos a week, we could go on like this for years. Actually, the list keeps growing faster than I make new videos. I also want everything I do to remain accessible to everyone, which has been one of my targets since I started. And I like this challenge of having to explain things that can be sometimes a bit complex in simple words without any complicated concepts, and in a relaxation video, which also implies that you cannot focus on several ideas, several problems at a time. But for me, trying to manage to build a speech based on all these constraints is something I find interesting, stimulating, and an exercise I like a lot. And ideally, my ambition too is to share with as many persons as possible this strong belief I have that learning things, stimulating our curiosity, that feeling too, are very important to our well-being. I think you listen to an ASMR video essentially to relax, to fall asleep sometimes, and that's fine. I'm always happy when some of you tell me that they fall asleep to my videos, because they are also made for this. But after this short moment, I also think that well-being and happiness depend a lot on how we project ourselves into the world, the quality of our interactions with others, the projects we make, how curious and willing to know things, to feel, to experience we are. And this is why I'm trying to stimulate all this. I do it for myself first, but this is something I want to share with you, and I intend to continue to in the future. Some of you also asked me how I prepared my videos, and actually I feel a bit like a fraud when you thank me for my hard work, because I'm working to prepare them, but maybe not as much as you would imagine. Generally, I spend 2 or 3 days before making a new video, using this spare time we would lose when in transports or queuing in shops or waiting for a meeting to begin, to read various websites that includes Wikipedia and others, so that during 2 or 3 days, in short periods of 5 or 10 minutes, I'm reading a lot about the topic I'm going to tell you about. And after 2 days or 3 days of immersion in the topic, I start thinking about how I'm going to present my speech, how I'm going to organize it, because I feel like I have more or less digested the information. And then I put a few key points on a sheet of paper, but rarely more than 4 or 5, that are like the backbone of my video. And I start to freely speak in front of the microphone until I have recorded it. Then I edit, of course, generally to make a video of 25 minutes or half an hour. I have to record for about 1 hour. It's more or less double the time of the video. Sometimes, because there is a noise outside, I have 2 troll dogs who can start barking just when I speak, or even though my house is not too close to the street, but sometimes there are noisy cars that pass by, and I have to edit things or to repeat. I also pay a lot more attention now than at the beginning to the first minutes of my videos, so I generally record 3 or 4 times the first 2 or 3 minutes, and I keep only the version I prefer, because I want this part of the video to be catchy enough to make you stay longer. And I've been happy to see on the statistics given by YouTube that the average time you spend on my videos and the average percentage of them that you watch has been increasing a lot in the past few months. So, what are the projects now? In the next few weeks, when I say a few weeks, it can be up to 2 or 3 months, there will be more history videos, of course. I know that for many of you these are your favorites. There will be the history of the Celts, I think pretty soon. The history of tanks too, and to make something a bit softer, the history of the rose, the plant, which I think could surprise you. There will be more science videos. I didn't make any about astronomy for a long time, but I have a couple of ideas, including one about black holes for dummies. Don't worry, I will try and explain what black holes are, what the concept of event horizon is, but using simple words that anyone can understand even without any particular knowledge of physics. I will also make more videos about mythology, starting with one about mermaids. This is the topic that won your vote in the last I had organized in the video about Easter Island. And there will be more art videos too. These are generally the least popular, but I stay committed and I want to keep making them. Actually, they are the most interesting for me. So I will comment on other paintings and maybe start talking also about other forms of art, like live performance or sculpture. And this is more for my French and Spanish speaking subscribers, but I also stay committed to regularly translate some of the videos I make from the start, and this is not going to change. I wanted to make a channel in English because I think accents are very good for ASMR, and that's an advantage I don't have in French, but I will keep giving them new things and post about every 1 or 2 weeks a new French video, and every 3 or 4 weeks more Spanish videos. Spanish videos are a bit more complicated for me because I have much less vocabulary, so I need always to do also a bit of research on the words I'm going to use. And even though I live in a Spanish-speaking country, in Chile, it's been only for 2 years, so my Spanish has improved a lot, starting from almost nothing, but still not enough to speak without any preparation like I do in other languages. And from time to time I will also try and upload more videos in German, even though I'm a terrible German speaker. I enjoy a lot reading German, and also 1 or 2 additional videos in Italian, which is also a language I love to read, and I understand it quite well as a native French speaker, and also because I traveled quite a lot of times to Italy, but I never learned it, and I'm more or less unable to do more than 3 or 4 sentences. So that's about it. I think I did not forget anything I wanted to tell you. So thanks again for all your support, all the positive comments you gave me, which contributed to make this little experience I started 10 months ago a very positive and pleasant one for me, and I only hope I can continue and not disappoint you in the future. See you soon, and au revoir.